Hi, I'm Rob, and in this video I'm going to show you my journey team and a couple of alternatives as well. I really enjoyed this journey when the first one came out about 5 months ago, so I'm quite pleased to see another one. My journey is actually quite important. You do one particular thing in this, and it is to go to the shop, and if you have enough gems, absolutely buy tier 1 and tier 2. Tier 1 is really good because you get a potion of enchantment, which means all your troops start enchanted at the start of each and every battle for the entirety of the journey. And tier 2 is super important because you pick up a Death Claw. This does stealing life from an enemy boosted by undead allies and explodes 3 purple gems, which is going to help the mana generation of the team. But more importantly than any of that are its traits. They're all pretty handy. Undying is good, immune to poison, disease, lycanthropy and deathmark. Magic Link is handy, gain bonus purple from purple gem matches, but Pathfinder is by far the most important. Gain 2 times, 2.5 times or 3 times the miles in my journey event based on my ascensions. So basically, if you can get this, even as just one troop, you're going to double the amount of miles you do, and the more miles you do, the more rewards you unlock. So absolutely essential if you can to grab one of these, and if possible ascend it. If you get to tier 3 you'll pick up a weapon as well, Bloodkeeper. Deals damage to an enemy boosted by purple and undead allies. So a good way to get this. I can't remember if this one was in the Soulforge or not, it might have been, and if so then a way to get that effectively for free. And if you can get tier 4 then this is going to get you another 5 Death Claw, which is going to upgrade it to the next Ascension level, which means you'll get even more miles. So I'm going to grab these first ones here before making the team. I'll show you the team I've got in mind and then a couple of alternatives as well as one fun version which should be a lot of fun to use. Right, let's get this Death Claw, new troop. Cool. And I'm going to get it up to tier 4 because I want to get the next Ascension level on my new troop. Here's a weapon. Right, and I'm going to grab this one as well. So like I say, we should be able to ascend it to Legendary, which means we get even more miles per stage. Come on, it's a bit slow today. There it is, Death Claw times 5. Right, so let's pop out of here and make sure we get that boosted up. If it doesn't do it for you, it's important you go and do it yourself first. There it is. Upgrade, Ascension first. Even if you don't ascend it for the first stage, still come back in here and apply the traits if you can. Really important to get that third one. So I'll get 2.5 times the miles I would ordinarily now, so that is super relevant. And boost it up if you have the souls as well to as high as you can. Right, so this needs to be in the team as well. It's important not to just get it, you need to have it in the team. So, next stage, team making. I've got a couple of ideas in mind for this one. One's some fun. There's the different rewards you get with your guild, because the combined total is of what you get and your guild combined. So that is really important, and you can see the amount of miles travelled by everyone in your guild in that section there. So let's basically go to the highest one you can handle. The harder the level, the more miles you get. If we can do a level 11 fight here, which would be straightforward, you can get 25 miles. That'll obviously be times by 2.5 times, so 50, so 62 or something like that, 63. But this one will do 35 miles because it's a little bit harder. Now what we can do here, I'll show a basic team for this, which I've got in mind. We need our Death Matey boy, wherever he is. There he is, Death Claw. Now this is the basic team I've got set up for this, which is the standard sort of team you'd use if you like. Black Manacles, dealing damage to all enemies with a 20% chance to devour a random enemy. 2 times Vanya Soulmourn, deals damage to all enemies again, and has a summon. And Deathclaw is going to steal life from an enemy boosted by our undead allies and explodes 3 purple gems, which helps boost up the team. Now, if you don't have a Vanya Soulmourn, you could even employ Fallen Valdis. Yes, Fallen Valdis may have something to do in the game. How about that? She deals damage to all enemies as well, so it's a place for her if you don't have a second Vanya Soulmourn, or indeed a Vanya Soulmourn at all. But a fun team to this. I might actually show it this episode quickly. If you don't have those troops, or just fancy something doing a little bit different from the standard kind of normal stuff, is I think a fun team to use would be something like Skeleros. Doubles the number of skulls on the board, then creates 2 skulls. Skeleton creates 7 skulls and has an extra turn. Then you need Deathclaw in there still, obviously, because of the miles thing. But the weapon, I would choose, I forget what it's called, I've got to try and find it now by just, oh no, it was something of Insanity. Staff of Insanity, was it? Yeah. Drain 5 mana from all enemies, or give 14 magic in my case to all other allies, or create 12 purple gems. That'll work really, really well with those 2 skeleton troops, because they'll get charged up really quickly, and then you cast Skeleton first, creating a load of skulls and gaining an extra turn. And then if you get any 4 matches with that, you match them automatically, and if not, you then cast Skeleros, who doubles the number of skulls on the board and creates 2 skulls. So it could be a lot of fun with that team, but this is the standard one I'm going for today. Let's just check the banners quickly. +2 purple, +1 yellow, -1 green is spot on. Gone for Death Knight class just because it's a undead class and I need to work on it. Allied undead gain 2 life, immune to Deathmark. In Deathmark, all allies when I die. Just check the talent trees. Just check my weapon type first, because I always forget that. Jewellery. Not using a scythe, so we can change this to basically anything, but I don't particularly want a storm, so I'll change it to that, even though we don't use it either. Okay, may as well have that because we don't use these 2. Start with a barrier is okay. Probably more valuable than all yellow allies gaining 1 magic. Create a dust storm. Nope, don't want that. That's brown. That's blue. We don't want that. So Razor Army is correct. And I don't have these ones yet. But if you do, then I'd probably have either Life Siphon or Saviour. Banishment is always good. Lightning Strike, good for quick managing. And probably Unholy Blessing is okay there, yeah. Right, so let's jump in. The cool thing about these is they're going to start off with a potion of enchantment, so it's not going to take too long to get people charged up. And if it gets to the point where this team kind of stops working a bit or it slows down, on the previous journey I did actually do a second video of what to do when things get harder, much tougher. And I may do a follow-up video on this to show a secondary team to pick when things get tougher. See, 88 miles travelled. We've gone extra miles because the basic was 35 miles, but that got times by 2.5. And it always rounds it down a bit, so that's 88 miles. I've got 2 journey sigils, so we can do some more. So I'm going to go for the harder ones all the time. The harder ones being the one that give more miles, therefore a slightly harder level of opponent. Get yellow because we can't get purple. Let's give Vanya a bit of action. $75 miles travelled. Now 40 miles, so this one would be 100 miles combined because times 2.5. Anyone for purple? Anyone for purple? Anyone for yellow? Nope. So we'll bring this down because we can get the yellow after that, guaranteed. There it is, 100 miles. The miles you travel contribute to your progress in the current journey event. Now let's do... I'll do basically the biggest one I can every single time, and I'll see how long this team lasts before it becomes tricky to use. Still in the realms of being able to cast Black Manacles and then Varnia back to back to wipe out the team, so it's still fairly straightforward right now. We've still got an extra Varnia waiting to cast as well. Well, that's level 31 one, we'll do that, 75 miles. We still haven't even cast the new troop yet, and that's a mana generator as well. So we've got a fair bit of life left in this team yet before we have to even consider thinking of any changes. None of our colours really available. We might as well cast Manacles, see if we get any lucky Devour. Yeah, we have a submerged opponent. That's why I've been dodging that damage. The Death Knight talent unlocked. Good, good. Like I say, I do like this journey event. I don't know why. There's something just... It's very similar to the other kind of events where you have to use a hunter, the captain, to get the most out of it. But this is just a little bit different. Nice little twist on it. On the various normal games we get. That's part of the campaign. Not bothered about collecting that for a minute. That's nearly done already. Haven't done anything. Not that I'm complaining. And a Devour came in there. Like I say, that skeleton team I showed earlier with Skeleton and Skeleros, whatever it is, won't be as quick as this. It's just really for fun, for just generating a load of skulls. Something a bit different if you fancied mixing it up a little bit. Oh no, as I grab that first, because we bless a random ally on 4 or 5 gem matches, and you get that twice effectively, so definitely worth doing. Might as well get that. Good old Black Manacles. Very good weapon. Level 44 goes 40 miles. If you're a lower level player or fairly new to the game, you may have to take things like that skull hit at the bottom that I left them to get, basically, because it wasn't going to particularly worry me. But you do have to be far more wary of that sort of thing if you're a early level player. Remember having to make those decisions really carefully as an early player about what skulls you left the opponent and which ones you basically had to take yourself. 100 miles travelled. 75 miles now, so this will be a lot more. Got some yellow. Be an extra turn at least. See, what should do now, rather than casting Vanya straight away, you should actually collect the yellow or purple you need before casting the second Vanya. Otherwise, that's going to mana block that second Vanya that's trying to get charged up. It's going to actually make it slower. Try and show what I mean on this level here. Right, let's grab some purple. Like, so we've got to hit the opponent at least 3 times, I think, in total. With this team, how it is. So if I cast Black Manacles and then cast Vanya next turn, I'm going to have to wait longer, because then when I start trying to collect yellow or purple again, it's going to be mana blocked by the first 2 troops. So you're better off actually collecting that yellow there now. Now we can cast all of these 3 back to back, and that will do the job. Right, so I'll just do a few more battles. No need to make it go on forever. What I like I said, what I'll do is I'll keep on running this team, and when it gets to the point of it's just slowing down or becoming, you know, a little bit slow sort of thing, then I'll put together a different team if it's possible, and then upload that as well. Because some of these teams are good from the start, but they do get a little bit slower as we go along. See what options there are. Things like the Grey King could be an option later on. So yeah, I'll just do a couple more and then call it a day, because this is a very good starting team. And I'll take a look at it as things get harder. And if there's a obvious, better starting team later on, when things get tougher, I'll upload that as an alternate team. So let's just wrap this one up. See any of our colours we really need there right now. At least they left me that purple. It's okay to cast this one first, because the Vanya second one's going to be ready because of the enchantment on the next turn. Right, and that will do for that, because that is doing okay. We're nowhere near death. Don't forget to grab your rewards as you go along. But like I say, if it gets tough or we start losing a couple of troops later on, then I'll take a look at a stronger team, one that makes maybe even more damage or is quicker, but may involve a mythic troop such as the Grey King, for example. If you don't have a Grey King or anything like that, then this is possibly the best team already. It does consistent damage. You just need to make sure you charge each one up a few times to get through the stage. There it is, there's a video. If you enjoyed it, found it helpful, be cool if you hit that like and subscribe button. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.